right. Good evening. What's up, everybody? It is SEC After Dark, presented by...
Because it's after dark.
Because it's after dark. Presented by DeadSoxy. Presented by BetOnline.ag. And, of course, Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, who sponsors our pick segment. So welcome in. It is a awesome late September Wednesday evening. We've got a great show lined up for you. Joining me to deliver this great show, Stephen Willis, Jeb Beecham, and Jake Thomas. How you boys doing?
Yeah, not bad.
We're just
good.
A long week.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it feels like it's been 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
but we're glad you're here. We're glad you're with us. We're glad you found us on the YouTube channel and also the audio side as well. We are presented by DeadSoxy, and we want to let you know that DeadSoxy has all of your NIL sock deals. If you want to support the Ole Miss NIL, you can buy some socks from DeadSoxy. They come in all different colors. You have all your Ole Miss flavors, all your Ole Miss looks, especially the Juice Kiffin sock. You have orange, you have purple and gold, you have crimson. Maybe if you're a South Carolina fan, we have garnet for you, or a Florida State fan. We have it all, man. We have different patterns. We have whatever you need. DeadSoxy has it. So
I don't know if the gold actually weighs more if you're a Vandy grad.
probably
Ooh. Yeah.
not after last weekend. But you get a so if you join and become a member, it's 25% off all your purchases. You get it's no fuss. You order your box that comes, and you support Ole Miss. So you should go to DeadSoxy.com right now. You should buy one. You should join and enjoy your 25% discount. And as always, stay soxy.
Stay soxy.
Was Cassidy saying she had hot chocolate coated socks?
No. No. Tis the season because it almost
It's Christmas in
well,
September.
well, it's still like 90 degrees where we're at, Corey. So
Yeah, no, it was a hot one day of practice.
yeah.
Yeah, y'all don't even know.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know.
It-
Although
it's-
today was actually rather nice.
So
I
Steve,
thought it was, yeah.
Jeff, I was trying to figure out what you was doing. It looked like you was trying to like put one of those little small like batteries or something in something but you was
no,
in
it
the
was-
pickle, wasn't you?
It was tongs, yeah.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I didn't get to do a pickle last week, so I'm going to try one this week.
Okay.
Although I'm with Corey, I'm not a pickle person, so it's going to be interesting.
Uh-oh.
okay, here we go.
Now the question
I'm
is,
pretty good pickle.
Yeah.
Did Jeb have water? Does he have
Well-
water nearby?
I have some, yes.
You better.
Yeah, I can hear by the sound of your voice that
That is, yeah. No, that's actually really tasty pickle.
It is.
I like the little bit of heat it leaves behind.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's much
has
better
a-
than a normal pickle flavor.
Normal
Well,
pickle.
it's because
normal
it's a
pickles are for the
Stewart's
birds.
Cajun dill pickle. It's not like a Wickles pickle or something like. It's a Stewart's Cajun dill pickle.
Right.
It just makes every college football Saturday better having a Stewart's Cajun dill pickle.
By the way, one of my buddies had told me that he's going to go order some. So I told him,
Nice.
thank
Hey,
you.
we're saving
They're
the world
good.
one jar at a time.
That's right.
Right, that's what we do. Here, look, check it and direct it.
Mhm.
I was going to say, I'm even more excited about trying these green beans and carrots, but I thought I'd
Green beans are amazing. I tried one the other night.
So
all right, what's next?
I didn't follow directions. I definitely did not refrigerate this after opening.
Ooh.
So this might just be a display jar at this point.
Well,
Well,
I will
you
refrigerate.
got to refrigerate.
there's a metaphor that I've been using for college football, and this past weekend in the Ole Miss Alabama game, that I'm going to tell you guys the story right now. I've not told you guys the story leading up and in pre-story, so you guys will hear it for the first time. But Lane Kiffin trolled Alabama all week.
You don't
Made a big deal about the game. He thought he was genuinely going to win the game. He gets there, and the play calling is absolutely shambolic. There was a situation in the second quarter where Quinshon Judkins did not get a carry. Ole Miss threw incomplete pass, did that 9 times for 3 and outs. Alabama was able to stay in the game, and it was 7-6 at halftime. Okay? Alabama was not Alabama in that first half. They just weren't. But in the third quarter, they hit an explosive play, which I talked about how that was going to be a big deal to Jermaine Burton. They got a field goal to go up 9-7. Ole Miss made a silly, stupid mistake and threw a deep ball up into double coverage. It got picked off. Alabama completed another deep ball for a touchdown, and all of a sudden it's 17-7. And all of a sudden that place turned into essentially it's like He-Man, okay? It was by the power of Grayskull right there. Alabama at that point became Alabama, and Ole Miss didn't have a chance. Until those first 2 drives of the second half, maybe the last drive of the first half, the middle 8 minutes of the game, Ole Miss was in that game. Ole Miss in the first half, I'll argue with anybody. Ole Miss fans should have felt good on everything but the fact that they weren't scoring points. And some of that is just arrogance by Lane Kiffin, and they were doing a lot of second and third level RPOs, slow developing plays, and asking people to run block against 5-star defensive linemen for 3 seconds. That's always going to be problematic. Some of it has to do with the fact that Alabama has 78 4- and 5-star players, and you don't want to wake them up. If they get woken up, they're going to be a handful to be dealt with. It doesn't matter if Jalen Milroe is A.J. McCarron or Bryce Young or even something less than that, John Parker Wilson. It doesn't matter. When the rest of those players get going and that jolt of energy happens in the stadium, you have no chance. The talent of that team is going to take over, and that's what happened to Ole Miss.
And the energy they feed off of is even worse for opponents. I mean, that's just
the power of Grayskull. I have the power.
Nick Saban doesn't have gray hair yet, so he's not Grayskull.
Nick Saban's 80 years old. Of course, he has gray hair.
It did look to
by
me,
the power of Just for Men skull.
There you go. It did look to me that most of that first half, I thought Ole Miss played better and had the game. They just weren't finishing. And of course, my hope was, okay, they're going to turn this on and actually start getting in the end zone, and then it's going to get away from Alabama. But it kind of went the other way there.
Yeah, Alabama left the touchdown on the field, blocking a punt at the 1-yard line, and then going backwards 22 yards.
Yeah. Whenever that happened, I was like, oh my goodness, Ole Miss has this game.
Yeah, that was just another thing.
Stuff like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And
I was like, okay, here we go.
Oh
when
my
that
goodness.
happened, I was like, God, 1st and goal from the 1. They're about to punch this in. And
Ole Miss threw one pass quick over the middle of the field for 21 yards on the first play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen elsewhere? When did they do it again?
They did.
Yeah.
And Alabama was covering receivers, basically bracketing both of the outside, leaving the middle of the field open, daring Ole Miss receivers to attack that. There was open receivers, but for whatever reason, Ole Miss had it set up to where we're going to throw the ball outside the numbers. We're going to run the ball inside the numbers, and this team of super athletes will be able to compete with them.
That's
that
never
doesn't work. No, doesn't work.
Doesn't work at all.
Obviously, I'm salty.
No,
I can't tell.
No, you're definitely not salty.
Although I did have you use a big vocabulary word. I had to go look. I didn't know what the heck shambolic meant, so I had to go look it up. So
big words around here. The ACT's coming up soon.
Corey apparently doesn't know what Grayskull is.
Right.
I know. I was just trying to make a lame joke about Saban being Grayskull.
I made a 13 on my
this year.
Yeah.
I made it 13 on my ACT, so I'm done with that.
All right.
Us in the education world, we got ACT next week.
Oh gosh.
It was definitely different than the field. Like when Tennessee played Florida, Tennessee's first drive was great. They just straight down the field, touchdown. You thought, oh, this game's at hand, no problem. But after that, Tennessee fell apart. Like at no point after that did I feel like Tennessee had that game. Ole Miss was different in that Ole Miss, you started off fast, got the first score, that's great. But I still felt like at some point y'all were still playing well and we're going to be able to take that game. And you're right. I think it kind of fell apart after the interception, but it was definitely a different feel. I think Ole Miss is a better team than Tennessee, and you could tell the difference watching that.
It's amazing that after Alabama got confidence to see the level of what those players were playing at after they've got that jolt. It actually was quite impressive to see that.
I'm surprised it took them this long to get there.
Yeah. But I mean, they have Mississippi State. They're going to beat Mississippi State's going to be like a 31-3 game, to where it's going to be the old style Nick Saban game. And then they have A&M, who they get with a backup quarterback. It's kind of all in front of Alabama this season, because their only loss is to Texas. It's all
and
there.
as a non-conference
And
game
LSU's defense
until next year.
Yeah, LSU's defense is right now they're not that dude. So your matchup is going up against their offense, and you're probably going to get a blueprint on how you can deal with them, because you're going to see exactly how Pete Golding does it Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think LSU's as strong as they were last year.
I don't think Alabama's as strong. I don't think Georgia's as strong. It's like, who wants the SEC at this moment?
I don't know who. I mean, I think. I mean, shoot, I don't know. I mean, like, Tennessee is a head scratcher. Missouri's a head scratcher, like in a positive way. LSU is, we don't know who they are, and I mean, right now, I guess the best team is Alabama.
Kentucky.
I think Georgia gets it by default right now, but
Missouri.
Yeah.
I mean, Arkansas hung with LSU for a while. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember how that game ended, but
heck, Florida
They
and Graham
lost.
Mertz has the best win.
Yeah.
what? Yeah, that's the biggest what the hell moment of the season.
I don't know. I mean, who
don't
won
know.
this damn league?
beating Kansas State might be
The SEC is drunk right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kansas State stomped UCF the week after they got, lost by a field goal to Missouri. So,
Yeah.
And I think I want to see when Missouri plays Georgia.
yeah.
I want to see when Georgia plays Auburn this weekend to see if we will actually start fast, play fast, and end fast. And
You ain't got
Jake-
to worry about that game.
Jake, you say that.
Did
but
you see
the way
what
Georgia-
Peyton Thorne did against A&M? Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, come
I
on,
did,
Corey.
but it's a
Corey.
weird matchup.
I don't care.
It's
It's a
the only
weird-
question in that game is whether Hugh Freeze is going to break out, which one of the hits he's going to break out, and is it play out of love or lock the
Yeah.
gates? Yeah, that's the only question in that game.
I was and talking about hits. I was hoping we would see Jimbo hit that guy running for the interception, but he never.
Yeah, that was a loaf. That was an actual loaf.
Yeah.
Jimbo should get a minus on that play.
Right.
He
Yeah.
missed the tackle there. You can't.
You're making
can't let
$80
guys go.
You're making $80 million. You got to make that tackle.
Yeah, you got to make that play. You can't just let the guy go down the sideline if you're going to be out at the hash mark.
Right.
If you're going to flaunt the rules anyway, you might as well. What is that? Which one was it? Was it Roy Regals? Was that the Alabama player or the Rice player? The one whenever he came off the
gosh.
sideline.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was the Alabama player because they said he had too much Bama in him.
Oh, but
Mhm.
was that his name Roy Regals, or was that the guy that got tackled?
Oh, I have no idea.
Can't remember.
And then Mike Tomlin, remember his
Oh yeah.
on the field incident? The ref had to plow straight through him.
By the way,
Yeah.
we're about to make this AFC East after dark a little bit. My
Okay,
God, the Miami Dolphins look good.
They are legit.
that was fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my
They
goodness.
beat up on your boy Sean Payton though.
Dickie Magel. That's who it was. Dickie
Yeah.
Magel. Thank you, Michael.
Oh, there you go, Michael. Michael coming through.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Miami, they're really good. I don't think Tua has any haters right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're awfully quiet.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Shoot. That
But-
team is so much fun to watch.
It just shows you. It just shows you that when a coach trusts in his QB, unlike Brian Flores, what can happen. Mike McDaniel just absolutely believes in Tua. So
Mike
you
McDaniel.
say
Mike
that.
McDaniel is also
Mhm.
very, very. That's what I'm looking for. Creative
yes,
with what he does.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did y'all see the counter play he ran in that game where nobody pulled?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
that was the spinny play, the wing T play.
It's it looked like a straight counter play, but nobody pulled.
yeah. Mono.
Yeah. It is absolutely. If that happens right there, it's like, holy crap, you have no keys with this offense.
Did you see the comment that Tyreek Hill made on a podcast about what he wants to do after football?
What does he want to do?
He wants to be an adult film star.
Oh my God.
Okay. So we have Antonio Brown is what you're saying.
All right.
And he goes, he said, I'm serious was the exact words.
Does he know he can't finish fast in that?
We're going to need to hear from the voice of God. What do you think about that, Jeb?
I don't know if she's there yet.
Paging Becky.
Yeah.
Paging voice of God.
Terrible.
Yeah. She might not have her earphones in yet.
Yeah. AFC East after dark. Speaking of AFC East after dark, my God, as good as the Dolphins are, how bad are the Jets?
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for their fans.
Go ahead, Becky.
I don't, but
no, I don't have anything brilliant to say. I just I'm going to go with no thank you. But if he could put in a word with Ed Reed,
oh my gosh,
I would be 100% down for that. Maybe some Warren Sapp and Ray Lewis. We could go to town, guys. That's all.
Okay.
Does anybody know how to get in touch with these guys?
You can go back for a little while, Becky.
Actually, if you want to get in touch with Ray Lewis, all you have to do is go to Lakeland.
I'm just gonna start Googling now. Y'all just let me know when it's.
Or if you want to get Warren Sapp, if you wait a year, you can go out to Colorado and get him and Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need Prime, just Warren.
By the way, okay, let's talk about this as best we can.
Done. What scenario are we doing?
The fact that Oregon absolutely curb stomped Colorado.
Yeah.
And that people are acting like it is some sort of an affront that it happened to where they call Dan Lanning a bully.
Oh my God.
No, that's ridiculous.
Well, they called him something worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Colorado has played way better than a lot of us thought they would, but they're still not. I mean, you can't expect them to come in one season.
They're not a top tier program yet.
Yeah.
Prime deserves all the credit in the world for what they've become. But because they're not Georgia yet, just let's settle down. It's kind of like the same thing as the people that's like, hey, Tua is a bust. That was a wasted draft pick. And now, just sit back and take a beat at places like that. Mm-hmm. It takes a minute. Prime's going to be fine there. But quit looking for something nefarious to make excuses when something wrong happens.
Right.
Because Oregon, Dan Lanning, what are we in, year 3, year 2 at this point? Mm-hmm. Of somebody that built one of the most dominant defenses in the history of college football. That guy, you're going to say, okay, he's in a good shape. Yeah, he's in a good shape because he coordinated that defense. Mm-hmm. Credit for that. Now, I want to see what happens, what's said whenever the same thing that happens last week happens this week. Because Lincoln Riley is going to score 55.
Colorado probably score 45, though.
Yeah. They might get a speeding ticket.
Well, no, actually, USC will crumble under all that trash talk. But I mean, on that, like, if you talk trash, you better be able to handle it if you get your ass handed to you, which Prime is probably. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it happens when you talk trash. Sometimes you get your ass handed to you. Sometimes you don't. Mm-hmm. This happened. They're going to move on. I guarantee you they're not worried about it over there at Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado, Deion's a former cornerback.
Right.
Deion's already forgotten what's happened at Oregon. He's moved on to USC. He has no problem just putting things away. Mm-hmm. Everybody else needs to take a little bit of that advice. It's not some kind of a war for him to be successful. And honestly, the people that are in the cult of Deion, okay? The people that are in the cult of Deion, I'm not talking about Deion fans or anything. I'm talking about the ones that come along that are watching college football simply because Deion Sanders is associated with it. It is no different than Swifties. Same
Hey,
type
you better
of people.
watch out.
Oh,
Yeah, really.
Watch out. The Swifties are crazy.
You're going to offend Corey.
yeah.
I got my Taylor Swift concert swag back here. I spent my entire yearly salary for the next 2 years to go to 2
I'm
shows.
saying there's some
Who are you,
you don't want to mess with.
Who are you, Travis Kelce?
Yeah, I thought I had a chance, and she picked Travis over me.
By the way,
why.
Good pick for her.
on TikTok,
I disagree.
Girlfriends are like just talking to their husbands. Like, it's really cool that Taylor Swift has put Travis Kelce on the map, and they're doing stuff like that, and they're filming the reaction of the husband. And it's high quality content. There's one where John Randall's wife does that to him.
That's hilarious.
I don't know if you've heard of this guy, Travis Kelce or something. I don't know. Anyway, apparently he's going to be big. Pay attention.
Yeah, he might be. I heard he's pretty good at football.
Yeah.
Speaking of being pretty good at football, is Missouri for real?
I asked that last week, and y'all blew me up on it. So,
yeah. Are they for real?
Okay, I might be one step closer, Lincoln Park style, to believing you.
I think they're solid. I don't think they're a contender in the East, but
I don't think they're gonna beat Georgia, mainly because that game's in Athens. They're not winning that game.
And they almost beat Georgia last year. Probably should have beat Georgia last year. So Kirby's not going to forget about that one.
Yeah. So you have a situation to where basically, I think Missouri versus Kentucky, Missouri versus Tennessee, that has a chance to be must-see TV. I think that is the level that Missouri is at. And believe me, that's above where they were whenever they were playing Vandy and you didn't know if they were going to win the game. So, I mean, they've taken a step, but I think that might be their level.
I think they've been good at building defense there, and we knew they were going to have a fairly solid defense again this year, and they did. It's just the surprise of Brady Cook, I think. I don't think anybody really expected him to be that good, including me.
I thought he was going to be pretty good. I just didn't think he had enough weapons outside of Luther Burden to throw to, especially when Dominic Lovett transferred. So
somebody called him Connor Cook whenever they were doing talking about the players at Missouri, and I was like, oh, you can't even remember the name of the player.
Connor Brady,
It's like it's somebody that's probably a Sigma Chi.
Yeah, I was gonna say some suburban white boy name. I don't
know. Connor Brady, same thing.
Parker, something,
something like that. It's something Brady.
Yeah, something a second child gets named.
Right.
Yeah.
Something a second child with floppy hair that wears Greek letters on their shirt, their beer stained shirt, probably has.
Terrible.
Hey, I mean, you think about
this kid's definitely not going to Arkansas Little Rock.
No, don't take this wrong way, Jeb, but the Missouri-Kentucky game could be for who finishes second in the East this year. Potentially, but
if
Tennessee gets their crap together, they're going to finish second.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to crown them that yet. I'm not ready to
crown them. You want to crown them?
Crown
them. They are who we thought they were.
We let them off the hook.
Let them off the hook.
Not
me. I got you, Missouri. I was on Vandy for a while, but they let me down because they can't beat UNLV. So
Missouri beat Florida.
They can't beat their way out of a wet paper bag. If they don't beat Florida, by the way, Florida's getting ready to be a problem for people.
If they get Kentucky this week.
Their run game is scary.
ETN is really good.
Yeah.
Their defense is good, yeah.
Graham Mertz figured out the forward pass too.
Not really forward. I think you're I think you're overstating a little bit when you call it forward pass.
Well, technically, if you throw a swing pass, it still is technically a forward pass.
Yeah, everything is like 3 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Still forward.
And if that's what you have to do with Graham Mertz, that's what you have to do.
Plus, being able to do it against Tennessee secondary is not figuring it out yet. I'm sorry.
And I will say they that loss to Utah for them is still a good loss because Utah, even without Cam Rising, looks really, really good still.
Yeah, they're just pummeling people.
Yeah.
It's an interesting Pac-12. with between Utah, Washington, and Wazoo. Holy cow! Who would have thought Wazoo?
Cam Ward's legit.
He is
Yeah,
legit.
dude, that was
a good game. It was back and forth.
Yeah.
And then
DJ
you sit back
Ukulele.
and it's like Arizona State, Kenny Dillingham playing Jaden Rashada. Hello, Florida.
You wish you could have had Jalen Rashada.
Mm-hmm.
So should be interesting. Anyway.
Yep.
So real quick before we get into picks, I need to
Picks.
figure out how to. There we go. It's time to get locked on pickles. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, that is, offering a variety of Cajun spice products like pickles, green beans, okra, and even carrots and asparagus. They have a bunch. You can see them over my shoulder right here. This is a family-owned company, homemade on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles have been pleasing pickle lovers for over 20 years now, and it's become the South's favorite pickle. These truly are the best pickles you'll ever have. They have a strong dill flavor with Cajun punch, no over sour taste. And this being a small business, they strive to keep the products fresh and local from the start, keeping the final pickle product extra crisp and crunchy. You can find these pickles at pickledstore.com or at your local Rouse's Market or other southern stores near you. Be sure to like Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickle product on Facebook and Instagram. Try these pickles, okra, and beans today. You will not be disappointed. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, the South's favorite pickle. So let's get on to our pickle picks, right?
Wait. You got to tell everybody, refrigerate your pickles after you open them.
No, I think Corey needs to do that because we go to all the trouble to get him some pickles and he forgets to do that.
Well, at least I got a sweet display.
Well, no, there's that.
It's a pretty cool label, and I have a green screen, which means I can't do it. So you can actually see it with Corey, but you wouldn't be able to see it on mine.
Actually, wouldn't it be a spicy display since they're kind of spicy?
Trick or treat.
Grr. Very grr, Jig.
I'm on it tonight.
You're great.
Yeah.
All right. So are we doing this?
Yeah, we got some Stewart's Cajun Dill picks. Pickle picks.
Mm-hmm. We have so few picks. I might throw a few bonus rounds in here.
Well, if you do that, Becky's going to lose her mind.
Yeah, for real.
Becky, don't lose your mind because I like to have fun and throw some bonus picks in there. So
you do you, boo.
Damn right.
I'll just get them right. It's fine.
She went 9-1 last week. Who's in last place, by the way?
Anybody know? I'm not sure.
There's so many numbers. It's confusing.
Looks like me.
It's like everybody's hit 30. Oh, wait. No.
Oh, wait. Hang on a second. What is that? Yeah.
You better add a couple more games there, Corey. Give yourself a fighting chance.
You might be below 500 next week.
We're gonna pick James Madison for South Alabama. So good luck with that. Still above 500.
That's true. And not very far below any of the rest of us. So
me, Jeb, and Jake were in first place. We're tied for first place.
Yeah.
Where did it go south?
Roaring back.
I picked LSU.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's your fault. That's your That's where it was.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. I picked the Bayou Bengals and it just went south. That was the problem.
Right.
That's the reason I'm flirting with 500.
Right.
Yeah, that damn LSU killing me.
I mean, Becky went 9-1 last week. Everybody, Becky went 9-1.
Becky said,
"We might as well just stop."
Yeah,
she's on fire.
Yeah,
now.
she's on it now. I mean, she's only 3 games back.
Not covering.
Whoa, guys! Give me this week to redeem myself and get back into the proper spot of bottom of the pack.
Well, you need to ask Corey for permission because he's like a gatekeeper.
I need to sign off on that, Becky.
Oh man.
This is not good. I gotta have a better week here. All right, we're gonna have to start picking some.
Corey's
Sun Belt
internet's
game.
going to get increasingly less good
Yeah.
as the picks go on.
I picked.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh, I picked and then next week I'm like, no, I picked this.
Mhm.
Pick
You all
LSU.
heard it.
Okay.
Corey's like, they took our job.
They took my spot. All right. All right, first game. Since Becky, you at 9-1, you're going first this week. Florida travels to the big grocery bag to take on the Wildcats, who are minus
before-
3.
Before we get started, Corey, you need to go last. Okay, anyway.
Oh, that's not nice.
The Bears poked. Okay. Only Steve will really get that reference. All right. Becky, go for it.
So Kentucky's supposed to win by 3, and I just cannot bring myself to have any faith in Kentucky for anything. I don't like Florida, but I'm picking Florida to win this game.
All righty. Jake and Cassidy, the dynamic duo.
We are picking Kentucky. I'm just not sold on Florida yet. They got a really good running game, but Graham Mertz, he may lead the SEC in like passing percentage and all that, but he didn't really look good against Utah, and that's really been their only game outside of Tennessee. Kentucky's looked really, really just Kentucky like on offense. So I think at home, give me the points and give me Kentucky to cover.
Jeb?
I like Kentucky better as a team, but I'm just going off history here. I know what Florida does. They are going to look good this week. They are going to beat Vanderbilt next week, and people are going to be talking about them as one of the top teams in the country before they then finally go through a nice long losing streak. So I'm thinking Florida to cover this week. I just feel like this is one of those games they're going to end up winning.
Steve?
One of my favorite jokes of all time before Dan Mullen ruined it was the Atlantic would defeat Florida before Kentucky. And Dan Mullen ruined that. And then Billy Napier doubled down on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take Florida just because I love that joke. And I know it's never coming back, but much like my Joe Milton jokes, it's never truly going to go away.
Fair enough.
Make it go away.
All right, Steve, Jeb, and Becky, I'm about to validate your pick here. I'm going with Kentucky. I think Devin
Oh,
Leary's
God,
gonna
I'm changing mine.
Yeah, you better change it. So everyone change your pick to Florida right now. I think Devin Leary's going to have a huge game, and by huge game, he's probably going to throw 6 interceptions. But I have no chance here. I'm picking Kentucky. So Kentucky, don't let me down, please. Next game, the Fighting Fishers, the Fighting Jimbo / Bobby Petrinos travel to Arkansas.
Arlington.
They travel to Arkansas, and then they travel back down to Arlington to actually play the game. It's in Jerry's World. Arkansas is the designated home team, but Texas A&M is 6.5-point neutral site favorites. Becky?
I'm not going to lie. I just had a moment of panic. I was like, who are the Fighting Fishers? I'm going to look so dumb. But I want Arkansas to win this, and I want Arkansas to win this big. So I'm going to take A&M to win and cover the spread.
Well, if you want Arkansas to win, I need to change my pick then.
I'm taking A&M.
All right.
I'm picking Arkansas. Cassidy is picking A&M. If you look at it a couple years ago, Arkansas had the game won, and they, KJ Jefferson tried to jump from the 7-yard line to get in the end zone. I don't know what the heck happened. It just went downhill from there. Now A&M's lost Connor Wigman for the year. They're with a backup quarterback. He's not bad, but he's not Connor Wigman. So I think this may be the first week where you see the dominoes start falling and you see a beat between Bobby Petrino and Jimbo Fisher. So I'm taking Arkansas to win, and Cassie's picking A&M.
I think A&M struggles a little bit against good passers, and Arkansas definitely has KJ Jefferson. And I also think Arkansas is better than the last couple games where they've lost. They're not bad, even though they've lost these games. I like Arkansas a lot. I just feel like A&M is clicking a little better right now, has a little bit better talent, and I'm taking A&M to actually cover this week.
Steve.
Okay. Who's the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M?
Bobby Petrino.
Does Bobby Petrino perhaps have a famous motorcycle ride that Arkansas got rid of him over?
Well, yeah.
So would Bobby Petrino, no matter who this quarterback, going to have his A+ game plan against Arkansas this weekend?
No.
Yes. Yes, he is.
You think
Max
Jim was
Johnson-
going to let that happen?
Yeah, you think Jim was going to let that happen? No.
Yes, he will. Bobby Petrino, neck brace and all, is going to stand up there in front and lead Texas A&M to victory with unbelievably calls on offense. And the final score is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 45-35. Whoop.
Okay, Jake, I'm with you.
I'm changing my pick again.
Jake, you're going to change your entire selection. Jake, I'm with you on this one.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson is going to be too much for A&M to handle. I think they've played well the last 2 weeks. They haven't finished. I think they're going to finish this weekend. I think there's going to be some of that pit boss magic happening at home, figuratively home, against Texas A&M. So give me Woo Pig. Suey. All right. Georgia
Jeb,
traveling to the Plains.
Make your pick. New pick.
Wait, what?
We got new picks.
Got a new pick.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Go ahead with the
Corey
Georgia
is trying to not be last.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, this is actually a conference game next year. So it's actually a conference team, I should say, next year. So Georgia traveling to the Plains to take on Auburn. They're 16-point favorites at Auburn. The game is on CBS. Becky.
I think Auburn is out kicking their coverage for it to only be a 16-point spread with Georgia. I think Georgia's going to embarrass Auburn, or at least I really hope that they do. So finally, the spread's not so ridiculous. I can finally pick Georgia for a game.
But Auburn's going to do it out of love.
You shush your mouth, sir.
Jake.
For the battle, this is the battle for Georgia.
The Deep South's oldest rivalry.
Yeah,
Georgia versus West Georgia.
Right. So, man, Auburn's got issues on offense. I figured they would at least be clicking a little bit. They do in the run game, but that passing, Peyton Thorne is not who I guess they thought he was going to be. We all knew who he was, and so far against A&M, we saw that. Yeah, they better let him off the hook. But I'm taking Georgia. Cash is taking Georgia. And I think they cover by 24 at least.
I wouldn't go that far. But Jeb, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say Auburn had a really bad game this last week, so I can understand being kind of down on them right now. I don't like their quarterback play at all. But I think they're a little better than that. But Georgia is just – I mean, Georgia's going to Georgia. I think Georgia's going to cover this. I'm definitely picking them in this one.
Steve?
Georgia doesn't have a Herschel Walker. Georgia doesn't have a Lars Tate or a Garrison Hurst or a Rodney Hampton even. They don't have or a Nick Chubb or a Todd Gurley or a Sony Michel. They do not have that right now, and that is what is keeping Georgia back. And I think Auburn has a chance to lose this game by 4 touchdowns.
Not where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah. A little different direction.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, so Georgia, by the way, in case anybody noticed.
I think Georgia's getting Lad McConkey back here within this week or next. So that'll be a breath of fresh air. Kendall Milton should be back pretty soon. He's actually running back one. So they got a few injuries. Amarius Mims still out. I think Kamari Laster Javon Bullard still might be out. He's questionable. So they're banged up still. But they got to get off to a faster start.
Yeah, Branson Robinson being out is the one that's actually hurting them, I think.
Yeah, it is. He was going to be but Dejon Edwards has been really, really good since he came back. He didn't play the first 2 games either.
I think Edwards would have been great if he was like a Robin. I don't know if you can ask him to be a Batman. Georgia needs a Batman. in that backfield.
He was definitely Batman against South Carolina, but I guess that's not hard to do. So, it certainly won't be hard to do against Auburn. I guess Auburn's pretty sporty in run defense, though. That's about the only thing they do well. They don't do the quarterback play well. Charles Barkley said, "Hey, if you're baptizing people down there, you might as well pray for good quarterback play." So that was funny. Needless to say,
Barkley's amazing.
Needless to say, Georgia. We'll see if they can cover a spread under 20. So give me the Dogs. Next game.
By the way, I dropped a Rodney Hampton reference, so I deserve points for that.
You dropped a Lars Tate, which is why I countered you with a Frank Sinkwich. Said, hello, 1942.
I did drop a Lars Tate.
You did. Frank Sinkwich was the first Georgia Heisman winner, trophy winner from 1942.
Back when they had silver helmets.
Yeah. Back when Steve was a sophomore in high school.
I was a senior.
1845.
Still one of our better bits.
Yeah.
Still one of our better bits.
Y'all are mean.
It's classic.
Yeah. Yeah. What y'all don't realize, y'all make all those jokes, y'all are actually making fun of Becky.
Yeah, because
Who
she's
is
the one
half
who
a
married you.
decade younger than you, though. So just for the record.
Becky
So
loves
1945.
Becky, you don't want to play that.
Keep on,
game.
Jake.
Yeah, don't poke that there.
Yeah, you don't want to go there, babe.
It's. I
You
can't
want to
make a
make an
Harvard
enemy
guy.
of Ed Reed, sir? Is that what you want in your life?
No. He'd kill me.
Jake broke his camera.
I was trying to make a heart. Yeah.
Camera couldn't keep up. This is like, nope, not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
Camera's like, all right. So
we a mess.
We are a mess. Our next game, Mizzou, 12.5-point favorites at the construction site.
Which, by the way, how fast are they putting that stadium together?
Very slowly.
Very slowly.
Oh my goodness, they've got a whole end zone framed.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Video board. Did you see the big strip in the middle of the video board that's being suspended by two cranes that didn't work?
Well, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. But if you look to the other side, they've got a whole dang half of the stadium framed.
They just pulled a major league. Nobody's watching anyway.
Right.
Right.
In that case, nobody is.
No. Maybe 40 people tops.
Well, nobody could watch last week because Kentucky wore the chrome domes and they had the stadium lights in addition to it was a really sunny day. And so everyone was blinded by Kentucky's helmets.
Genius move. I like it.
Yeah,
You're blinded by the light.
Blinded me
like
with
a
science. She blinded me with science. Becky, is Vandy blinding us with science this week?
Poor, sweet, innocent Vandy. Yes. Yeah, they're going to surprise Missouri. They're going to surprise all four of y'all, and they're going to keep it within 10. We'll see.
Wrong.
We'll see.
Wrong.
Sad. Oh, wrong word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's still laughing in the background.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Vandy. Vandy's my pick for this week.
Jake.
Sorry.
We are picking Missouri. Missouri's on fire right now. They're starting to play really good defense, and Vandy just can't do anything. I mean, they shoot themselves in the foot, get in a deep hole, and then try to climb out of it late in the fourth quarter. It just don't work out real well when you dig yourself a hole like that. So give me Missouri to cover this easily and win.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think Vandy will score very much on Missouri's defense. I think Brady Cook's got them playing at a level where they can at least score a bit. So Missouri will cover this.
Vandy's at the point where it would probably be easier to beat the old Atari game E.T. than for Vandy to win a conference title.
Dang.
It'd be tough.
Yeah, and
that is a rough game, though. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Missouri. This could be a game that could completely get out of hand from Vanderbilt, really get out of hand.
Just wait till next year. They ain't got a shot next year or moving forward at all.
And then Missouri plays LSU next week at 11 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
So is
And-
Missouri overlooking the Vanderbilt game?
They should. I mean,
No.
They probably could.
They probably could and still
Yeah.
win. Yeah.
remember, hey, if it wasn't for Vandy, Vandy did a 19-hour surgery on me. I love me some Vanderbilt Commodores. Their football team shambolic.
There's that word again.
Yeah.
I love it.
They're symbolic. They're magnificent. Trying to do my
Come on,
top-
Corey. Are you going to be on my team and pick Vandy?
You have that list.
Absolutely not.
Not.
Absolutely not. I don't think Vandy has anyone that can handle Luther Burden or Connor Cook or see what I did there?
That's so disrespectful when you just don't mean to do it. It's so unintentionally disrespectful.
Mhm.
Or whatever that quarterback is.
It's like his
or
name,
whatever his name is.
whoever the quarterback is, Missouri,
Whatever
he
his name
played a
is.
heck of a game.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he was so great. He was elite. Connor Cook was great, man. He was throwing dimes everywhere. Dude, it's Brady Cook. Whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Or just call him Cam Cook, and it works for all
Same
of them.
difference.
People are talking about the turf and the St. Louis Dome, whatever that is, the Edward Jones Dome.
Mhm.
And there's like, hey, that's literally the greatest show on turf. That's the turf. It hasn't been replaced in 20 years. I mean, that is the turf. I mean, let's all support some Isaac Bruce. I mean, earmuffs, Jeb, but Kurt Warner.
Marshall Falk.
Yeah.
1.5 yards. 1.5 yards.
I know.
Too soon?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they want to make a movie out of it. Oh.
It's actually a good movie, by the way.
I don't
As
care.
far
I
as
ain't never
football
watched it.
movies go, it's
Don't
a
care.
good movie.
So you know what that means, Jeb. That's going to be the next movie we have to watch, and
For After Dark.
No,
yeah,
what-
yeah.
No,
No,
Patrick
no.
Warner,
What's
congratulations.
the movie with Kevin
they-
James where he plays Sean Payton? That's the one we're gonna watch.
I
Home
think Kevin
Team, was it
James
called
could have
Home
done
Team?
better this past weekend than Sean Payton.
I mean, you're not wrong. It
That's a
didn't
good
matter
point.
who was coaching the Broncos; they were
Yeah.
going to get smacked.
All those
My
pictures
God,
of Kevin James coming out is pretty funny.
The problem is these bye games. Nobody is going to respect the NFL as long as the AFC East is playing the AFC West in these bye games, and you're putting 70 points on the board. It is insulting.
Well, the
Whenever
rest of the
you
AFC
just
West
wanna
is
watch
actually
good
has
football.
a pulse.
These
Right.
blowouts happen all over the place, and it's just bad to go. I mean, Kansas City just whooping up on the Bears,
Mhm.
and the Dolphins just destroying the Broncos. I'm telling you, this is just an embarrassment to football. And as long as that happens, the NFL is never going to make it in this country.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
NFL
yeah.
is really struggling right now.
It'll never get popular.
But isn't that the argument when after week one, whenever Ole Miss beats Mercer 73-7,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, it's terrible. In the NFL, that never happens. That's the reason we're NFL fans. No, you're NFL fans because it's the top dog league.
Yeah.
You're just a front runner.
Mhm.
Be
Yeah.
honest. Be honest
Fal-
with what you are.
Hey, the Falcons play the London Jaguars this week.
Yeah, like they asked, they polled people in
The London Silly
Jacksonville
Nannies.
if they wanted to contribute
Steve
$1
picks Missouri,
billion
by the way.
for the updates,
Mhm.
and like 6% said yes. And even if the Jaguars move, it's like Jacksonville's like, no, we're not going to do this.
All right. In
Yes.
Wembley.
By the way, I sit in Missouri, right?
Yes.
I
Yes.
eventually did, but I had to remind people because we just kind of got on a rant there.
Yeah, we're off the rails. We got
We
some
are off the
time.
We got some.
We
time.
still have 12 minutes, and we got 4 games.
All right, let's
including
pick one.
Joe Milton in the punt, pass, and kick competition.
Yes. So South Carolina travels. Speaking of punt, pass, and kick, Joe Milton is going to win by a mile, literally. South Carolina at Tennessee. South Carolina is coming in as 11.5-point dogs. Becky.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with South Carolina, but this is Tennessee's game to reestablish themselves, get the fans' hopes way back up. They are going to dominate this weekend. Definitely picking Tennessee.
She was 9-1 last week. I feel good.
She also picked Vandy.
Oh.
Yeah, ruined it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You with me, Jake?
No. Yeah, actually, we are. We're picking Tennessee. South Carolina is not a good second half football team, and they started against Furman. So I Tennessee all day. I think they win by 12.
Steve.
What about Jeb?
Yeah, Jeb
Or
goes
Jeb.
first.
Yeah. Well, I'll go first. And things are kind of stacking up for Tennessee, which I like. South Carolina's offensive line is just kind of in shambles, and I think some people aren't going to be playing this week. Tennessee is one of the best pass rushing teams in the SEC in the nation right now, so I like that. On the other hand, they have one of the worst secondaries, and we've seen what Spencer Rattler can do to a bad secondary. So I feel like this is one of those games it won't be as high scoring as last year, but it'll be a lot of back and forth. I think South Carolina will get stopped whenever Tennessee can get to the quarterback. Tennessee will get stopped whenever Joe Milton tries to throw forward passes. So at this point, I feel like it's going to be a closer game than 11.5 points. So I'm taking South Carolina to cover the spread, but Tennessee to win.
Jeb.
Steve.
That's pretty good. Let's see. I'm sitting here thinking about this game, man. And I wonder exactly how I'm going to pick this game. And
You're freaking out your dog.
Now follow
South Carolina, Spencer Rattler, the second best quarterback in the SEC. South Carolina covers. Joe Milton throws an interception inside of 40 yards, but every pass at 40 yards is right on the money. He completes it.
Oh,
All right.
Archie.
I actually did freak out my dog.
yeah.
Oh, she wasn't lying.
Is it going to be like in what was that? Mighty Ducks, where he catches that hockey puck in his hand, leaves a big imprint. It's going to be the guy intercepting the ball. It's going to have like laces across his hand.
Pretty much.
He's like,
It's going to be like Randy Moss in that like really old person unretiring commercial.
Yeah.
He catches the pass. He's like,
Yeah, he's gonna catch the ball and immediately switch to his other hand, and when he's running, he's gonna be doing this the whole time. Like, ow, 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 ow,
owie.
Within 15 yards, you just got to duck. Everybody knows that. Yeah.
Is that Fulton Reed? No, it's Joe Milton. All right, yeah, I'm picking Tennessee. I'm with y'all. I think this is going to be. They love playing South Carolina. They love beating South Carolina, and I think they're going to do it handily this week. All right.
You can't take South Carolina serious when they say go Cogs. That's so true.
it's going to be hard to take Tennessee seriously when they say they want to beat them.
Oh,
Beat them Cox. Oh,
time out.
And there goes the clean rating. This episode has been brought.
We're going
to
to
you by
spend 3.5 hours
Staging
beating.
Dill Pickles.
Yeah.
the Gamecocks, guys.
Game-
Get your mind out of the gutter. Jeez.
Pickle pigs. Okay. Anyway.
Good Lord. All right, we need a
Come
palate
on.
cleanser. Did you know that Kyle? We need a palate cleanser. Did you know that Kyle Schwarber has struck out 24 more times this year than Tony Gwynn did during the 90s? The entire 90s.
Golly.
I believe it.
Kyle
Tony
Schwarber
Gwynn.
just said, "Hey, I'm going to go to every at bat like it's the home run competition," and he stuck to that plan.
He did.
And good for he hits leadoff for his team, and his batting average is like 150.
But he's got like 40 home runs.
Yeah.
That's why the Phillies are in like
Third or second?
third.
Well, they clinched the wild card, didn't they?
I think
Yeah, I was
they
going to
did.
say they're in the playoffs. So
Yeah, they clinched the wild
Playoffs.
card.
they have no chance at the division, but they're in the playoffs.
Hey,
I don't think
Miguel
anybody has
Cabrera
chance
hit a
to
home run tonight.
Nice.
What?
There you go. Miggy.
Yeah, Miggy in his last homestand before he retires hit a bomb.
Is he like 75 years old?
He's 40. I think he's legitimately 40.
He
He's
comes
like
in
a
the
Julio
90s.
Franco.
I got to see him in spring training, and that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Just to actually be like right there with a Triple Crown winner. That's
Yeah.
a pretty cool thing.
That dude
Wasn't
is-
he on the Marlins World Series team that won 2001, 2002?
He was like a rookie.
Yeah, he
No,
was on the. I think he was on the team that Bartman did with the Cubs.
That's
I
right.
think he was on that team.
He definitely was on that team. I think he was. I think his rookie year was like 97, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like
Good night.
he's been in the league forever. I remember when he came up as like an 18-year-old prospect. You're like, who the hell is Miguel Cabrera?
Mm-hmm.
And people were saying that about Hanley Ramirez, and he just, once he left the Marlins, he was garbage. Speaking of garbage, our next game.
That is a Mississippi State reference and not an Alabama reference.
That's just going to be a garbage game because somehow Alabama is only 14.5-point favorites on the road.
This one's going to be 31-3. And the 3 is going to happen because like Jalen Milroe fumbled.
The 3 is going to happen because Nick Saban wanted something to yell at them about. It's going to be one of those, like, you're going to get bored watching it and you're going to look at the score going, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't even think we need to justify why we're all picking Bama, do we?
Yeah, I think we should treat this like a bye game, like the no-line games.
Yeah.
Unless Jake wants to tell us something to watch out for.
That's true.
So I picked Bama. Game? Y'all don't want to change your picks now? I picked Bama.
No. This
blind squirrel on this.
I just want to say the offense, continue building continuity between each other and get better offensively. Defense is fine. It's just offense. We got to get a little bit better.
I should not have pulled Milroe.
No,
that was a mistake. Damn it. But they knew it.
You watching the Braves?
Yeah.
Are we still 1-1 or whatever it was?
4-4. Yeah. The bottom of the ninth, we had one on third. But
win?
God.
Yeah, no, they're going to overtime. Well, extra innings, sorry.
Does it matter at this point if the Braves
No,
win?
I mean, they've clinched. The only thing they got to do is make sure that they get the overall top record just so they have home field advantage throughout.
They got two. Magic number is 2 for the World Series, and it's 1 for division if Philadelphia
is that in
or Dodgers win.
Are the Braves going to lose in the divisional round, the championship series, or the World Series?
Yes.
No. This team is ridiculous, dude. This team might be better than the one that won the World Series a few years ago.
They probably are. That's my point. But
they're good.
We all remember what the 90s were. The worst team that the Braves had, that was the year they actually beat the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
True.
They still got that manager, so anything can happen.
Snitica.
And by the way, whenever I think of baseball, the baseball name that immediately comes to mind is Kent Urbeck.
Of course it would be,
that
Steve.
For random.
Of course it would be, because that dude's a dirtbag.
Yeah, Kent Urbeck.
Mm-hmm.
Kent Dirtbag is his name. God. I hated that Twins team except for Kirby Puckett.
Shit-talking Jalen Milroe. I hope Milroe shuts him up. He said all Milroe does is throw over guys' heads. I thought that was a cheap shot. Oh my! If State is talking noise at Alabama, if anybody official is hawking noise at Alabama, with as bad as that Mississippi State team is, the worst team that they're going to play, they played at South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
If they're talking at Alabama just enough to get their gander up,
it's going to be a blowout.
Oh my goodness! They're just going to hand the ball off to Jace McClellan and say, "Stop him."
Right.
And Mississippi State's not going to be able to because that's a 4-8 team. Mm-hmm. If they can beat Southern Mississippi.
Okay, this game just got more fun.
Really.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Oh my God.
I'm sad I'm going to miss this game.
Speaking of which, this game is usually a very, very tough one for Texas, but Vegas doesn't think so. Texas,
are we doing mine last?
Team. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Future SEC team, the Texas Longhorns, hook 'em, are hosting the Kansas Jayhawks. Lance Leopold's Kansas Jayhawks are going to be upset-minded again to beat the Longhorns this time on the road. Becky?
Well, I hate Texas, so I'm definitely going with Kansas to cover the spread. They may not win, but they're at least going to ruin Texas.
All right.
Shut up. Also, your dog is still looking for daggum roosters, so thank you for that.
Yeah, they come to smoke the roosters.
Come on, Kansas. That's who I'm taking.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Like my Alice in Chains reference there. All right, Jake.
That's pretty good, yes.
I'm picking Texas. Cassidy is actually picking with Becky and picking Kansas.
Superman's favorite team.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
Superman.
Stop putting more songs in my head. Okay.
Yeah.
Corey's like going straight 1992 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get them all stuck in there.
He was like 6.
I was 1.
Shut up, Jack.
yeah, really.
I was like
in
47.
I was in second grade. Second grade, rocking out to Nirvana
Well, yeah.
and Snoop Dogg.
Travis said he cooked a steak and left it on the counter. His dog ate it.
Is that the equivalent to my dog ate my homework?
Right.
Oh,
Cassidy, that is mean and uncalled for.
Cassidy, you do not tell us you're born in 92. I was in second grade.
And Travis, our dog ate half of a roast one time. I wanted to murder him.
In 1992, how old was Steve?
487.
No, for real.
Okay.
How old was Steve?
You were a sophomore in high. I can't answer this one. I know because I know.
Like 15.
So
16?
Huh?
15 or 16?
You graduated in 94.
Yeah.
Oh, so 17, 16,
17?
16.
Yeah, I was playing high school football in 92. How about that?
16.
Okay.
You were 16 years old, right?
Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school.
I'm gonna say because I would have been around 13 then. So yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, 16.
So I was listening to Nirvana, but yeah,
Boy, I am.
But I was understanding Nirvana.
That's a good point.
I had no clue what it was. I didn't know what any of it was. I just knew I just made it move.
No. I listened to Pearl Jam like that. Yeah, I don't know what he was saying.
And
It was
I'm
great.
That's Stone Temple Pilots. That fits as well.
So anyway, I agree with Jake. I'm going with Texas. Kansas has been solid this season. I like them. They're doing well, but Texas is just playing another level. So I'm gonna pick them until they prove me wrong.
I'm going with the SEC team. Hook 'em. Hook 'em.
I'm going Rock Chalk, man. This game is tailor made for Kansas to upset. If not, they're going to cover the spread.
Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm Kelsey. Swifty. All right.
We got another one on Corey.
I was listening to Taylor Swift in 1992 as well.
Oh my God.
You know that I know exactly one Taylor Swift song?
Which one?
And
it was probably written about an
I
ex-boyfriend.
only know that one because I make fun of Becky.
Tim McGraw.
Shake It Off.
Huh?
Shake It Off.
All I know is like
We all know that
someday I'll be living in a big old city or something like that. I don't know the name of the song, but
I don't know that one.
I don't either.
Yeah.
We
But
all
all
know
you'll
Shake It
ever
Off.
be is me
And
or
if you
something
say
like that.
if you say you don't know Shake It Off,
what is Shake It Off?
it was used in like a million commercials.
I was gonna say you'll
you'll
see it on TV all the time.
He would know it if he
Someday
You would
I'll
know
be living in a big old city, and all as you'll ever be is me.
I
You
know,
know what?
Bad Blood because of a parody online called Bad Blood. It's Batman
one
singing.
advantage to be one
It's
of the
real good.
old ones in this group is we don't have to listen to Taylor Swift. So
That's true.
ain't no shame in that game, Steven.
Well, Shake It Off was all over the place. You couldn't watch TV without hearing that song.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we didn't know it was her. That's the
Well,
important thing.
That's true.
And we couldn't
Come on.
we couldn't pick the song
You're
out
not-
of a lineup.
Your head is not that far into the sand.
It is.
There's no
I
way.
quit paying attention with
There's
popular
no
culture after
way.
Nickelback.
There's
Jeb,
no
I didn't think we was
greatest
going to
band
have
of
a.
all time.
I didn't realize we were going to have an argument over Taylor Swift songs on this show tonight.
Oh
No,
my
I didn't-
goodness!
I did not
No,
prepare
You
for
didn't
this.
know that.
And by the way,
There's
what
no
she did
way.
with Travis Kelsey was so fake. It was performative crap.
I disagree. They're just happy.
They're
Man, let me
so in
happy.
love, dude.
For
She's just
now.
trying to get material for her next song.
Oh, by the way, before we picked the last game, I saw a meme that was the NFL guide for Swifties, and it's like, hey, you get 4 downs to get 10 yards, and if you get it, you get 4 more downs. And then they add another like simple rule thing in there, and the third one is Dallas Cowboys are always going to underachieve, and their fans are always going to overrate them. And that was hilarious.
Yeah, that's
good.
right. That's right.
That is good.
NFL
Dallas
are
looked terrible
sweeties.
against the Cardinals the other night.
Can you believe that like people actually pay $10,000 to go like basically to every show?
No.
Like where are
No.
people getting this money?
No.
Damn it. Oh,
Water
You
from
can,
Ukraine.
you can go on Spotify and listen to the songs as much as you want to for like $10
Jeff, did you
a
miss out on
month.
tickets on Ticketmaster? Like people
no, the
camp
Cubs just
out.
scored.
I hate the Cubs.
Camp out for
People
days.
camp out for days.
Yeah.
People
and outside
like
of
skip
hotels
work.
and stuff to watch her walk into cars.
What?
Mhm.
It's like, why would you do that?
Why?
It is
They're
such
putting
a-
her last concert into theaters because so many people couldn't go. They wanted to.
Mhm.
Now you can go to the theater and watch her.
Oh my
And it's
And it
God.
just a
brings
concert.
me
It's nothing
Yeah,
else.
and it's going to make money.
Oh yeah.
Great.
But
Oh, it's gonna
Great
be
shame.
the
It's gonna sell out.
highest grossing concert
my
of all
niece
time.
is counting down to when she can go watch
Yeah.
it. It's just it's
They
horrifying.
could just play a music
Yeah.
video, charge admission, and that will make more than 90% of the band's concerts out there.
Although I do kind of respect what she's doing with her albums right now, which I kind of found funny. And this comes from our niece too, so I don't
Uh-oh.
know the details. I don't
Future
even know if it's
Swifty
true.
in the making, Jeb Beecham.
No, she just apparently her album sold her album, a lot of her music to somebody that she very much dislikes and did not want to have her music. So she's putting her albums back out as the Taylor Swift versions, so that if you go buy those instead of the old ones, she gets the money and not this dude that she doesn't like. So I kind of respect that little whole move right there of just reissuing those albums as a new updated Taylor Swift version, so that
But
everybody will go
don't
buy
you know
those.
that every song that Taylor Swift has, you can go to YouTube and watch them for free?
Yeah, get Spotify. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
I don't understand going to a concert. And I realize that Jeb and Becky are going to see Flogging Molly this weekend in Orlando.
That's
But
because they're awesome, though. I mean,
Concerts are fun.
come on.
no,
They
they're
are
not.
fun.
They're,
It's
they're
the-
filled with people.
Whole like obsession with it. I couldn't name every member of Flogamolly. That's my favorite band and has been for over a decade.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You
don't keep
they
up with
just
people's
have
personal
awesome
lives.
music.
There's only one band that I would go see in
1876.
concert. There's only one band that I would see in concert, and that is Roger Klein and the Peacemakers. That's
Cassie,
it.
that's good math right there on the chat there. I've been to some fun concerts. I probably wouldn't go to many now because I'm a grouchy old man, but
And also,
Dude.
I'm deaf in one ear,
18.
so I'm kind of want to protect the hearing in the other one.
Yeah, that's a
what'd
good
you
point.
say, Sonny?
Yeah, you end up going out in public sounding like Herbert the pervert.
What'd you say? Excuse me. Albert must be on paper, boy.
We got so close to get through these picks. It just didn't work.
Yeah. All right. Ole Miss versus LSU. We need to get out of here.
All right. LSU versus Ole Miss.
I
Okay.
still have to do social
Ole
media
Miss all
stuff.
day, every day. Ole Miss by 21.
Ole Miss by 50. Jake and
Cass-
Cassidy.
Cassidy's on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cassidy is actually picking LSU. She says, sorry, Steve and Becky, but she has a feeling LSU is going to right the ship this week. I don't know why, but I'm picking Ole Miss.
I have a feeling she sucks at picks.
I just,
Oh, now, sir.
I just,
Last
I
place
think
says hello.
Ole Miss, outside of last week, they're still a really good team. LSU, I don't know what's gotten into them this year. They can't stop anybody on defense. So this is prime for Ole Miss to get back in the win column, and I'm picking Ole Miss to win this game outright.
Did you say prime?
No, I'm on Jake's side. I think Ole Miss will get it back together this week. I'm hoping that Lane Kiffin is kind of. I mean, he needs just kind of a kick at some point to let him know you got to stop calling games the way you call games. So maybe this is the week he tries to back it off a little bit and play a little more traditional. And Ole Miss has the talent to win this game. I'm going with it.
What did I just read? Oh my God! Oh my Lord!
Steve, you want me to let you go last on this one? I'll let you go
Yeah.
last on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not picking
No,
LSU because
no.
they absolutely screwed my picks up. They're the reason I'm in last place.
Completely. I
Yeah,
completely
Just
agree
100%.
with that.
Yes.
100%.
Luke Robinson.
Which, by the way, I respect Luke. He was on my show last week. We do crossovers and all that stuff. He's good people.
Luke is awesome.
Mm.
But that comment, oh my God.
Mm.
So we want to get to the point on this show where people wear diapers
know-
to watch our YouTube broadcast so that they don't have to miss a beat.
We
Yeah.
don't. We
By
don't.
the
You
way,
can
this one right
pause.
here. Thank you, Ty Talk Live.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. To think that I was a general in any army it means a
So he capitalizes the title, but he lowercases the name.
yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to top real quick.
Okay, so my turn. This is what
Yes.
I expect. All right. I say
LSU by
that the
50.
second quarter, basically the whole Ole Miss versus Alabama game was play calling malpractice by Lane Kiffin. He called an absolutely horrible game.
Like that's happened a lot lately.
Yeah, it kind of has.
Mhm.
They basically avoided a quick passing game, and whenever you RPO and hold on to the ball too long, that's a good recipe against Alabama and LSU and Georgia. And, I mean, you can get away with it against Georgia Tech. You're not going to get away with it against those teams.
Can you try that against Georgia? That strategy, see if it works again.
No.
He's
Please.
done it once. There's a chance. So we'll see. I think Lane Kiffin is at least going to have different schemes this week running the ball. I don't know about throwing the ball. Every time I think it's going to happen, it just for whatever reason does not happen. But if he can move the ball around a little bit, change the spot, use different tempos, I think, whenever you're throwing the ball. If you know that 3 seconds after the snap, the ball is going to be in one spot before they try and throw it, that's different than a quick pass, get it out in a second, get it out in 2 seconds. The defensive line cannot just pin their ears back and know what's going to happen. If that can happen, Ole Miss is going to win the game. I think Ole Miss is going to cover this 2.5 against LSU. I think Ole Miss is going to win the game outright. And the final score is my prediction is going to be 41-31.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Over under is 67.5. Expect points in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
There will be a few points. All right. So that's going to do it for us. We
You got 1 minute, Corey.
We've gone into overtime. All right. Put me on the clock. Here we go. All right. We are SEC After Dark, presented by DeadSoxy. You can find Jake at Tide Talk Live. Find me at Bleav In Georgia Dawgs and Illegal Motion. Find Stephen Willis at Locked On Ole Miss. Find Jeb Beecham whenever he finally does episode 1 of whatever you're calling it.
Derek
find him-
Vandergrift did 2 shows today.
Derek Vandergrift did 2 shows.
You'll never find me.
So, and you can find us all right here as we join forces here on SEC After
except-
Dark and the After
Except
Dark
here, yes.
channel. And we do our 1923 recap. If you want to watch that season 1, it's right over here on the channel. Just click.
The writer's
as soon as
strike
we're done
ended.
here.
It did.
Yeah, we can all get
No, you're
back to work.
you're cutting into my minutes, Steve.
Yeah.
But that's
No, I'm not. I'm
Sorry,
adding
over.
to it.
hooray. So we are SEC After Dark. We will see you back here next week. But until then, go Dogs. Hopefully I'm out of last place when we come back next week.
Hotty toddy.
Go Vols.
Roll Tide.
Go Dogs.
Hotty toddy.